markets like actually totalitarian governments where you have a understanding of what's out there, and obviously the whole dimension is changing now. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors, and that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said, and ultimately it's still going to take time.
Los Angeles is burning, its streets filled with panic and fear. Chilling glimpse we take today into the future of our financial world, as BlackRock, a titan of global finance, could be ready to force a Bitcoin fork that could shatter the foundations of crypto trust as we know it. Welcome one, welcome all to the blockchain basement, folks. But before we get into all this alpha, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Here we are at 68,500 subscribers on the YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and join as a member to support the show. Support us on X as well. You can find me at Druth Crypto. This is a doozy.
Oh, fun.
BlackRock ETF and the nefarious plan that might be being laid out for Larry Fink's total control of Bitcoin. Now, this is an old school theory from the blockchain basement. This is a dangerous one. And I'll start it off with this. BlackRock was indeed buying yesterday, right? They ETFs, they saw an inflow of 6,200 Bitcoin, worth $596 million yesterday. While many were panic selling, these whales are loading up. That's great. Okay, great to know they're still buying. But what if BlackRock fork of Bitcoin is a reality? BlackRock potentially forking $55 billion worth of Bitcoin. SEC docs leaked a black Bitcoin fork. This account, Beehive, spent about 24 hours researching the market data. And this, as I said, we beat this guy to the punch big time, but you know what? We got to get our own write-up about this out ASAP. But in the last few days, there has been a buzz in the market about the creation of a Bitcoin fork by BlackRock. Many users have panicked and don't really understand what this is about. After researching the topic, he was shocked. Full information below. There's Larry Fink. Now, number two, what is a Bitcoin fork? Let's just explain this. A fork occurs in a blockchain when significant changes are made to its source code. One of the most prominent examples of cryptocurrency forks can be found in the early disagreements within the Bitcoin community. This turned into something that we all know as Bitcoin Cash today. Popular forks, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision and Bitcoin Cash. Satoshi Vision not so well known anymore, but something worth noting. It all started with screenshots from BlackRock's SEC documentation for the iShares Bitcoin Trust. And to summarize, it talks about reworking the Bitcoin network. The information confirmed by the image below. In the event of a hard fork of the Bitcoin network, the sponsor will, if permitted by the terms of the trust agreement, use its discretion to determine which network would be considered the appropriate network for the trust purposes. Okay? There are no guarantees that the sponsor will choose a digital asset that is ultimately the most valuable fork. And you would think they're profit driven. Why wouldn't they want the most profitable? Wouldn't that be a gimme, right? To obviously go for the more profitable side. In this write-up, there is no guarantee that the sponsor will choose that most valuable fork if this should happen. And many think that this screenshot is fake, but that is not the case. In one of BlackRock's documents, the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, everything is clearly outlined. It gives a link here in this write-up. Here's the documentation of it. After closely examining the information of the website, few points confused him. In the event of a Bitcoin hard fork, the sponsor will, if allowed by the trust agreement, use its discretion for the appropriate network. And the lack of clear boundaries between creating a fork has often led to unpleasant consequences. BlackRock is a company that bears fiduciary responsibility to ensure its clients make money. Why create a less profitable fork if they're already making huge profits from ETFs? I'll answer this. Financial monetary control of the only chance humanity has at escaping enslavement by banks. That's it. This is the only chance that this society has, Bitcoin, decentralized finance, of escaping perpetual servitude to central banks. Full stop. Now, could BlackRock maybe just put itself in front of the line of fire, use the padded out pockets of investors' money to hammer into these assets, to shill Bitcoin, to take control of it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they have a monetary backing, obviously, to incentivize the developers to make the fork happen. This is something we have to take seriously. Money speaks. From the outside, there seems to be a misunderstanding of the Bitcoin fork information. Many experts claim the fork is a risk disclosure, indicating that they might choose a zero value option in the case of a fork. This is, I think, this is what tipped me and BJ off very, very early about this potentiality.
Yeah.
Is BlackRock published a video with this disclaimer: there is no guarantee that Bitcoin's 21 million supply cap will not be changed. Doesn't mean they control more than 51% of the hash rate. And so we started thinking about this when we started seeing those investments from BlackRock into like Marathon, from all those other massive, massive Bitcoin mining organizations. We see the difficulty in hash rate going parabolic. We see the average person basically being pushed out of the game. Is there really a guarantee on Bitcoin's 21 million supply cap? At the bottom here in this video from BlackRock, highlights the 21 million, but then there is no guarantee that Bitcoin's 21 million supply cap will not be changed. Very, very dangerous times we're heading in here. We're in it to win it. You can't win it without risking the biscuit. It's got to be a big deal. It's got to be a big deal for the people that are old school Bitcoiners, ethos of decentralized finance, being the power of becoming our own banks, of holding our own assets, and this potentiality of this kind of hybrid mutant situation where we're married to Wall Street now. We see players really from the game that we tried to fight now taking over and even buying large shareholdings of the main mining companies on the planet. A very, very intense thing to think about. I appreciate every single one of you. Be blessed. Truth out.